Why, hello there, humanoid and monstrous beings alike. Shums Nelson here from Pen and Blade, and I better start recording the screen. And in this episode of Cartography, we are going to be in a race against the clock, because this episode is late, and I only have 10% of my battery left. So, for both of those reasons, let's get on with the show, shall we? Alright, so when you're drawing forests, right? Oh wow, we don't even have our traditional parchment background, so let's make it a little more parchment-y. Oh yeah, we don't have time for all this. Focus, Shams, focus. Alright, so when you're creating your little forest, we're going to go through, I think, 4 forest stages. We're going to have scattered forests. I don't like this pen. And I don't like writing, so you just got to put this right here. We're going to have scattered forests. We're going to have regular forests. We're going to have maybe 2 varieties of regular forest. Then we're going to have jungles. Oh, yeah, we're going to have 2 kinds of regular forest, and we're going to have jungles. All right? So that's going to be everything. So I'm just going to go to like a regular one of these inking ones. Alright, that'll work. Scattered forest we've talked about a little bit on the plains episode, but we want to talk about it a little more because we're going to talk about our 2 basic types of trees. And that is our triangle-based trees, which you could even make sharp like that, and our circle-based trees, just with a little line for a stem. If you're going for the scattered forest look, you can leave spaces and draw each of these individually, pairing them in groups of 2 or 3, perhaps putting one all in its own, while trying to keep things organic. One of the challenges for me is keeping them all the same size, so I try to look back at older ones, see these ones start to get too small. But aside from that, it's a pretty basic idea. Let us move on to map style forest style number 2, which is going to be our regular forest. There's the fast way to do it and the slow way to do it. The slow way can be very therapeutic though. Let's branch off because the slow way is an extension of this. And basically what you're going to do is define, like, let's say you want the forest like that. You're going to come in here and you can put a couple triangles, circle, circle, triangle, circle, 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 triangle, triangle, circle, triangle, circle, circle, circle. And then you're just going to go ahead and fill it out. Circle, triangle, circle, 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 triangle, circle. And you can look at the most viewed video on the Pen and Blade channel for a more in-depth look, or you can see like this technique used in a larger swatch of area. But it actually looks pretty good, especially if you go and do a whole area. So, and it doesn't take too long. You can take varying degrees of care. But the real trick is to do the bottom first, so that when you add the stems on the bottom, because the bottom ones you have to be complete, and then work backwards because they're overlapping from the front to the back. So those are the 2 tricks for this kind of forest. If you're lazy like me, then you're going to invent another way to do this. And that's basically to, you get your shape. But to do it a little bit even simpler, I'm just going to go like that. And it's almost like you're drawing a cloud. Okay. And then I'm also going to show you how to put a river. You do basically what you do over here, but just the tops of them, and give them little pairs of 2 to 2 to 3. Let's say you want, this is actually already perfect because you could put a river going right through here. Let's say you had your river, you should draw your rivers before your forests, I would say. And also landmarks. So let's say there's some ancient grave in the forest, right? And you want your forest to be all around here. We're going to do the fast one for this one. And actually, we're also going to show you how to wrap your forest around mountains, which is a neat little trick and isn't too difficult. All right, you guys. Look at these bonus tips. So for this, you're going to want to let's have it go behind the mountain. So let's start here. We're going to do the whole periphery We're going to stay away from the river, but we're going to take a little bit of extra space when we're above the river, because we're going to have our stems coming down like that. I forgot to put them in here. Just the same basic idea. You just throw a bunch of these guys in there. Alright, and then when it's above, you can get closer here. Well, let's make it easier on ourselves and just not. Alright, we're going to make this a little bit smaller. And boom, you can take your time to make the little puffs perfect. So we have that right. Then around here, we're going to have to isolate. It's literally just going to be something like that. You can take your time to make it less circular if you want. And then you add, I keep calling them the stems. I guess they're trunks. Stems? What's a stem? Comes off of a trunk, right? It has a branch. Comes off of a branch. Terminology. And then that's pretty much it. You add these. Oh, and then for this one, you just have it go. So basically make sure you don't do like the bottom of your mountain like that, because that's going to get covered up by forests. So if you keep your mountain coming straight down, more or less, then you cover it up, the base, and you can add a little extra coming from behind like that to give it a little more character. Don't forget you have triangle ones to work with. And it actually works better if you do them individually. It looks a little nicer, or in groups of 2. And then that's pretty much it. You've isolated your forest here. Might not look good because it's getting too close, but that's an aesthetic thing that you'll have to work out on each individual map and, location. But I would work this area more, but still. You get the general gist of how to do it. And then if this was inside of a forest, obviously you just do the same thing on this side. And the river is going through a forest. Whoa. What about jungles? That one was tricky for me. I'm going to give you my best rendition of how I solved the problem for a jungle. I don't know if it's perfect, but it's pretty quick, and it seems, it's not too shabby, I think. So basically we're going to do it's a pretty simple concept. It's kind of how a child might solve this problem. It's like, what's a jungle? It's like a double forest. So we're just going to do that, and then we're going to put the double, you see, there's another layer. It's the canopy on top. So there really is like another layer to jungles. Some animals just live up in the canopy. They don't even fly or anything, but they just live in the canopy their whole life. What's up with that? And I tend to think that the jungles don't have any of the triangle trees, because those are like pines, right? So, and I was experimenting with having a couple like taller ones, coming off the top. But I don't think those experiments were successful. So basically what I'm left with is when I do the jungles, it's like this. And make sure you keep these spaces on the second level. I think that helps make sure that, and then these could maybe be taller too. I could see that make it more jungly, and put a volcano in there to get your point across. We haven't done the mountains episode yet, huh? So we'll leave all the rest of the fun for that. Now you should be equipped to draw forests, and jungles, or whatever this is called. Scattered trees is the first one I meant. And that's it. I should have fixed my hair before all this fun. Peace, God bless, and stay fantastic, everyone. I didn't do that on purpose. Wow.